All right, good afternoon, everybody. I would like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we are in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu Cree, and Dakota peoples, and in the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation in Treaty 3 territory. My name is Marla Billinghurst. I will be chairing the meeting this afternoon. On the panel with me is Mr. Narinder Paul Dangel and Ms. Michelle Duncan. The assessor for the city of Winnipeg is Mr. Jamie Fougere, and the hearing secretary is Mr. Jaswinder Kumar. So, 1 second. We will be hearing applications for revision of the assessment roll in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application, and we will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that are made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the Board of Revision. The Board of Revision is appointed annually by Council and is independent of it and the City Administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order that will be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Excuse me. Please note that the Board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value or classification, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the application of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the Board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We will then have the assessor's testimony, followed by questions that the applicant may have, and then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all of the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today, and the session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the Board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the Board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We will be hearing items 1 through 6 on our docket today. Mr. Kumar, please affirm the assessor's and the applicant's testimony. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Assessor, please take your full name.
Jamie Fougere.
Thank you. Do you confirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Applicant, please state your full name. Thank you. Do you affirm that the evidence you are about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you. Please sit.
Okay, all right. The first matter on the docket this afternoon is 3381 Portage Avenue. Mr. Fougere?
Yeah, so before we get started here, I just wanted to double check that everybody has the document titled Recommendations that I have sent. I just sent it this morning, so you may not have it just yet, or you may not have it open just yet.
Oh, sorry, let me just, oh, okay. Recommendations.pdf, okay.
Right.
There it is.
Yeah, so I have 4 recommendations, and then with the last 2, I think we'll just kind of quickly summarize the assessment, and I've been in contact with Mr. Reimer, and I believe I'll let him describe his sentiments, but I think he's willing to have them confirmed. But at any rate, we'll get to those after. So the first one that we were going to discuss is 3381 Portage Avenue.
Yes.
And the roll number.
1 minute. I just want to make sure the other panel members have the document.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I do have the document.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Duncan. Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry, go ahead. Sorry about that. I just wanted to confirm that everyone was on the same page. Okay.
That's a good idea. Thank you. So the address is 3381 Portage Avenue. The roll number is 0756901540. And I'll just start by a quick sort of synopsis of the property before I go through my recommendation. So I'm just starting off with my brief. The original assessed value that we had was $13,004,000. And you'll also see on my brief that we have requested the penalties. We are going to withdraw our request for the penalties. The mailer was received. It was received late, but it is still fairly close to the due date. So we have discretion to waive it in that case. All the properties on the docket today are grocery stores. So this first one here, we have a land area of 224,012 square feet, and then a plan area of the building of 55,416 square feet. And so if you go to the second page of my brief, you can see an overhead shot of the subject property. It's sort of nestled between, I believe it's McDonald's on the corner, and then we have a strip mall sort of to the east, to the northeast, and then a bank sort of southeast, if you will. And this is Portage and Cavalier. And then we also have a Shell station in the front of the parcel here. And the grocery store we're talking about is a Safeway in this particular case. And so you can see the Google Street View pictures starting on page 2 and then going down. And so this is actually one of the larger Safeways in the city. And then if you want to turn to the recommendations PDF that I had sent, you can see the changes that we've made or that we're proposing. On the left-hand side is the original assessment, and then on the right side is the recommended assessment. And so for the first page of the 2-page recommendation here, we've only changed the capitalization rate. And this is being consistent with some other grocery store properties that we've had under the border revision. And so we've changed it from 6.5 to 6.65 for the capitalization rate. And that changes the income stream for the grocery store from $10,921,000 to $10,675,000. And there is a second page to the recommendation here, and this is the gas bar, the Shell station that we saw. And so here, basically, everything is the same except for we've matched the parameters. So we've used the 4% vacancy as with the grocery store, and then 6.5 shortfall as does the grocery store, and then the capitalization rate as well follows suit from 4.9 to 6.65. And then the number that you see just below the capitalization rate, that's the gas equipment. And so those are the only changes that we're proposing. And so the total original assessment was $13,004,000, and we're recommending a total assessment, recommending a total revised assessment of $12,307,000.
Thank you very much. Sorry. Mr. Reimer?
Thanks, Madam Chair. So in each case, with all four recommendations, because of the timing, I didn't have a chance to confirm instructions, but in all cases, my suggestion is Mr. Fougere and I have had a chance to review these in detail. I'm very comfortable with the recommended value and expect to get those instructions in due course and ask the board to give serious consideration to the recommended value on my behalf as well at $12,307,000. Thank you.
Thank you. Sorry, Ms. Duncan, do you have any questions? Sorry, you're on mute. Oh. No? Okay. Okay. Sorry, Mr. Dangel, do you have any questions?
No, I don't. Obviously, the recommendation has been accepted, so it's fine.
Thank you very much. Okay. So we can move on to the next property, which is, 3193 Portage Avenue.
Yes, so 3193 Portage Avenue. We'll just start off again with my brief that I had submitted.
Sure, just give me 1 minute to open that up, please.
Sure.
Oops. The little mouse pad on my computer decided not to work and I had to get an auxiliary mouse, which is, technology is great until it isn't, you know? Sorry, go ahead. Okay, thank you.
I know, and I know different mouses can be very different, especially if you get an older one and it's a little bit jerky when you're trying to move it around. But
yeah, I don't even know where this one came from, but considering the color, I'm guessing.
a little dated. So the next property that we're looking at here is 3193 Portage Avenue. And the roll number is 075690667700. And the original assessment that we have on it is $30,144,000. And the land area here is 351,555 square feet. And then the plan area is 147,503 square feet. And you can see it on second page of my brief. We have the overhead of the subject property. It's at the corner of School and Portage. And this is the Superstore. So this is, again, a very large store, larger than the Safeway. And it actually has some tenants here. We have the Good Life Fitness, and then the mobile gas bar at the front of the property. And you can see that on page 3 of my brief. And I just wanted to note something at this property. It has actually underground parking, and you can see that on the top of page 3, which is a little bit unusual for a grocery store, but probably welcomed in our climate. And for the recommendation, if you want to turn to that, again, it's over 2 pages here. And so the first of the premises that we've have delineated with 126,452 square feet, that's the main floor of the grocery store. And again, we're following suit with other recommended values with superstores, and we're proposing $12.25. And then we've actually come up a little bit with the Good Life Fitness, and you can see that's the third premise, 20,743 square feet. And then the one between there with the $6 rate, that's the mezzanine space. So most grocery stores have mezzanine space, sort of staff areas and things like that, usually in the mezz. And then the other change that we've made to the supermarket income stream is to the capitalization rate, again, following suit with these larger supersized supermarkets, if you will, going from 6.55 to 6.75. So the grocery store income stream goes from 28,592,000 to 26,150,000. And then on the next page, we have the mobile gas station assessment here. And again, the original is on the left and the recommended value is on the right. And so the only changes, again, are to the parameters. And once again, it's matching to what we have used for the grocery store streams. And so the vacancy goes from 2 to 4%, shortfall 6 to 6.5, and the capitalization rate from 4.9 to 6.75. And so overall, the total original assessment goes from 30,144,000 to the recommended value of 27,355,000.
Thank you very much. Mr. Reimer, do you have any questions?
I don't, and for the same reasons I mentioned earlier, I'd ask the board to consider that recommendation. I have a high degree of comfort with it, notwithstanding that I don't have instructions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Duncan, any questions? Okay, Mr. Danjal?
No questions.
Thank you, nor do I. So we can move on to the next matter then. Sorry, okay, the next property on the docket is 1395 Sargent Avenue.
Right, so again, we'll start with my brief just to get sort of a lay of the land with the property. It's 1395 Sargent Avenue. The roll number is 1309606490. And the original assessed value is 30,507,000. And the land area is 559,085 square feet. And the plan area is 152,968 square feet. And you can see the overhead shot of the subject on page 2 of my brief. It's at the corner of St. James and Sargent. And again, this property has a mobile gas station, and it's actually got a drive-through car wash as well. So again, this is another very large superstore, and you can see actually at the bottom of the third page that it sort of has 2 of those large archway entrances that you might be used to seeing just one. But if you want to turn to page 5 of my recommendations PDF, we have a workup there. And so we have some differences in area. I think when the Good Life was being fitted up in the grocery store, I think we came out with different calculations based on the plans than the applicant. But here we're going to defer to their understandings of the areas. And so the first line there is the main floor we're going to use the 150,215 square feet, and we've increased the rental rate, matching what we've done with the other superstores, using $12.25, and then we have the Mez space underneath that, and then we have the Good Life space underneath that at $14 is what we're recommending. And then under that, there's a medical clinic in there, and I believe they're paying $23. And beyond that, we've matched the capitalization rate to the other superstore grocery stores, and we've gone from 6.4 to 6.75. And so there's actually overall a small change for the grocery store income stream from $28,588,000 to $28,155,000. And then we have two more pages because we do have the car wash. But on the second page of this recommendation is the gas station. And again, we've kept the original assessment intact, except for the some of the parameters here: the vacancy from 2 to 4, shortfall from 6 to 6.5, and then matching the capitalization rate to the grocery store itself. And then on the car wash stream, similar idea, except the capitalization rate was already set at 6.75. So we've just changed the vacancy to match the grocery store, as well as the shortfall. And so the total original assessment was originally $30,507,000, and we're recommending $29,696,000.
Thank you very much. Mr. Reimer?
I'm very comfortable with that recommendation and ask the board to consider it accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Duncan, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Danjol?
No question at this time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, nor do I. We can move on to the next matter, which is 600 Sargent Avenue. Mr. Fougere, please proceed when you are ready.
Yes, so 600 Sargent Avenue. Again, I'm going to start with my brief here. The roll number is 1305 0155600, and the original assessed value was $4,551,000. The plan area is a fair bit smaller here, 82,755 square feet. And then the plan area is 32,849 square feet. And this is on Sargent. And you can see there's, just to point out, there is a bank on the corner. However, that's not part of this roll number. So if you see the smaller square, it's sort of the northeast area of the subject property. That's not part of this roll number. So it is a bit of a shallow parking lot as well. And then you can see the Freshco branding on it at the bottom of my page 2. So this was previously a Safeway, which they converted to the Freshco brand. And then you can see my recommendation for it on page 8 of my recommendations document. And so we've just revised the rental rates slightly here, going from $10.85 on the main floor area to $10, and then from $5.86 on the mezzanine space down to $5. And those are the only changes that we've proposed. And so the assessment goes from $4,551,000 to $4,181,000.
Thank you very much. Mr. Reimer?
Thanks, Madam Chair. I'm very comfortable with that recommended value and ask the board to consider accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Duncan, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Danjal, any questions?
No questions.
Thank you, nor do I. We can move on to the next matter then, which is 1445 Main Street.
So, Madam Chair, just by way of sort of putting the discussion in context on this property, I will be seeking a 54-1 confirmation once Mr. Fougere has presented the particulars of the property. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Fougere?
Okay, so there are not recommendations, as you've probably gathered, for these last two. So I'm just going to go through them quickly, given the applicant's position on it here. So the address is 1445 Main Street. The roll number is 1406 1408 500, and the assessed value is $3,221,000. And you can see the property on the second page of my brief, and actually you can see the cross street Luxton. Just to let you know, the next property is actually just to the south. They share the same cross street there. So this is the subject property right now, though, is the No Frills grocery store that you can see on the bottom of page 2. And then on page 3, I've just noted that there is a billboard, and they are not reporting income for the billboard, but it is expected that it is contributing income to the property. And just going through, we have some sort of kind of first tier grocery stores comparables on the 5th page of my brief. And then we have some larger retailers and grocery store and sort of discount grocery store comparables below that. And so these are from throughout the city. I would consider this more, in line with the discount grocery store comparables. And they range, as you can see, from $14.08 at the high end down to $9.75. And so you can see here we have a rate on the higher side. You can see on page 6 of my brief. We have a rate on the higher side, $13.50 for the main area. But we also have a capitalization rate that's quite high at 8.8. So after some discussions with Mr. Reimer, I'm comfortable with the assessment as it is, as a whole. I've looked at some different scenarios, using Mr. Reimer's proposed rental rate, but also using a capitalization rate that I believe would be more appropriate. And we came out with similar values. So for those reasons, I would propose having the assessment confirmed.
Okay. Thank you very much. Mr. Reimer, I know you had stated.
No questions. No questions.
Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Duncan?
No questions, thank you.
Mr. Danjal?
I have no questions.
Okay, thank you. And Mr. Reimer,
I'm simply seeking confirmation of the assessment under 54.1 of the Act at this time.
okay, I just wanted to make sure you didn't want to add anything. Okay.
Not other than that at this point, no.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so then we will move on to the next matter, which is 1441 Main Street. Mr. Fougere, whenever you're ready.
Okay, so 1441 Main Street is the address. 1406 131970.
Roll number, not address.
Sorry, that's the roll number. Yes. So that is the roll number, and the assessed value that we have on it is $2,447,000. And again, as I pointed out, they share a cross street, the previous address and this one. And so you can see this is a giant tiger at the bottom of page 2. And so we believe that I believe that these are somewhat similar. And so we have many of the same comparables on page 4. The sort of higher end grocery stores at the top, and then sort of some of the discounts grocery stores, if you will, below that. And so you can see our workup for the original assessment here on page 6 of my brief. And so the model has come in with a rental rate of $11.64. And again, it's on the higher side of what we think would be appropriate for a rental rate. But as I mentioned previously with the other one, so is the capitalization rate. So here we have 8.7. And so it results in a value of $2,447,000, which we believe is fair.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Reimer.
Questions?
No questions? Okay. And you're requesting the 54.
Confirmation under 54.1, please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ms. Duncan, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
Mr. Dandel?
No question at this point.
Okay, nor do I have any. So I believe we have heard all items scheduled, and this hearing is now adjourned.
Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
Afternoon.
Take care, everyone.
Thank you too.